I know this is, it's hard to talk about all this stuff, but take us back, a little bit to, that moment when you and Geno got caught and what that feeling was like for you when you sort of hit bottom.
It's kind of like beating a dead horse. So I'm going to give you the short version because I hate talking about it. That's just my past life. I've talked about it for the last couple of seasons. So back in 2019, we got busted here in Alabama. And it was, we was in our drug addiction, went to court. My court case got resolved April of last year. And I just kind of moved on, from that point.
Yeah. So in this season, you're seeing a lot of your decision to leave Geno. What was
Right.
your thought process, and like what were you going through with that experience?
A lot of praying to God, a lot of telling him, hey, please let me out of the situation. Please don't let him kill me. He knows what the situation was. I knew what the situation was. A lot of people didn't. So I'm just sharing that and letting people know that, you can have a voice and you can have that. You know what I'm saying? You can have a voice. You can leave the situation that's toxic.
Did you feel like you were sort of codependent on it with him?
I'd have to say when you're in a toxic relationship, I've learned this because that's where I was at over a year ago. I've learned from working on myself and learning who I am. When you're in that kind of situation, a very narcissistic, controlling situation, mentally, emotionally, and otherwise abusive, it consumes you. It does. It does consume you.
Yeah. No, you decided you wanted to try to leave him
Right.
at the courthouse, and you wanted to even actually have like the police around because you were afraid.
Correct.
What was going through your mind?
I didn't honestly know how he was going to react because a lot of people whenever we did the reunion show with Sugar Bear, people said, oh, he ain't gonna act up on camera. Our production team, our network, everybody was like, oh, he's not gonna act up on camera. He ain't gonna act up on camera. Sugar would. And as people saw it in that reunion, he went after me and Pumpkin, and we had to get Alana and everybody out of that situation. So you never know what somebody could do in front of the camera, off the camera. And I knew how he was outside of the cameras. And I didn't want to take that risk for myself, for Pumpkin, for Alana was there. So I don't want that situation. I didn't want to put anybody in that situation and go back into another situation like we had prior a couple years later.
Yeah. So the new season deals a lot with your kids and what they've been going through. Were you a little bit surprised that they seemed to shut you out a little bit after this court case?
Yes and no. Because honestly, for a lot of people, and I'm going to tell this across the board, people that are in a abusive relationship or a toxic relationship or narcissistic relationship or very controlling relationship, people from the outside, it's easier to say you can just up and leave. You can just up and leave. And yes, did I say years longer than I needed to? I realize that now. But when you're in that situation, guys, you do not know how the hell to get out of that situation. So it's easy for them to say, hey, I'm going to walk away if you don't leave him. Hey, I'm going to talk to you if you don't leave him. Hey, why don't you just leave him? You want to leave him. You know what I'm saying? Yada, 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 yada. But in the long run, you don't know how to leave. You don't know what's going to happen if you leave. You don't want to put your kids in danger. You don't want to put yourself in danger. You don't want to, because he knows where my kids lived at. He knew where my kids were at. So why the hell would I come back to Georgia? So yes, that's the reason why I didn't come back to Georgia.
What did you think about the changes that you saw in Pumpkin and Alana after all this time?
The changes I've seen in Alana and Pumpkin, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but they know what happened behind closed doors and without cameras there. So honestly, I have to say, everybody can have their own way of feeling about the situation. And I think that they were just like, they didn't believe me that I wasn't going to leave. They thought that I was going to stay. And I honestly, to my own self, thought I didn't know how to get the hell up out of there. But when that door opened up and God opened up that door, it was like, run as fast as you can and never look back.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you fear going back?
No. Hell no. Hell no. That control, that manipulation, no, I don't even think about him. I don't care what he's doing in his life. I don't, he's blocked on all my social media. So, unless he's got somebody, I'm sure he's got people that watch whatever on my page. I don't really care. I don't let too many people know where I'm at all times. And that's me still being away only for a year, knowing that there's situations that happen that I don't even talk about, that are real, that, we are very aware of.